I assume you also sponsor other similar conferences. So how was your experience at TIE different or unique from your experiences at other similar conferences?
Yeah, we tend to go to conferences from a sponsorship standpoint that are more targeted and smaller. Like, for example, we were recently at a conference in San Francisco that had an emphasis on software as a service on demand from a technology ecosystem standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the attendance there was in the 400 person range. And it was very useful to us because the attendees were while smaller from an overall number standpoint, they were pretty focused in an area that we specialize in, which is helping companies launch software products in a SaaS, software on demand basis. But the thing about TICON that is different is you have such a large group of attendees, and those attendees really have a high degree of quality in terms of what we're trying to do from a networking perspective, you know, in terms of talking to entrepreneurs that may look for our help to help launch their companies, all the way up to very large technology companies that have needs around maybe QA and test, independent verification and testing of their existing software products, or perhaps are looking to partner with a company like ours to help them launch new products so they can enter new markets and capture new sources of revenue. As one example, you tend to find those people at TICON, and you tend to find them in volume, which is good, because I think at a lot of the bigger technology ecosystem conferences, you don't always find that. You'll see maybe thousands of people attending, but they tend not to be the kinds of people that either can be a buyer or an influencer for the services or products you're offering.
For a minute, I'm going to leave the sponsor aside, but as an individual, as an audience, how beneficial was attending TICON last year for you?
So as an individual?
As a professional, as an individual.
I think for me, you know, one of the responsibilities I have as VP of Marketing is to build our Technology Alliance program. And we have a number of alliances with large technology companies like IBM and Qualcomm, all the way to mid-sized technology companies like OpSource, and then much smaller but very innovative technology companies like Rally Software or Atlassian. And that venue, TICON, is a great venue for me to either expand those alliances, because I'm actually meeting with those people there from IBM and others, or it's a great opportunity for me to schedule meetings with potential new technology alliance partners that are based in the Valley or might be based outside the Valley and are coming into TICON for the conference, and it's a chance for us to meet and discuss potentially expansion of our joint alliance programs together.
What would you say was your most memorable experience from TICON? Any humorous experience, or any person that you thought was very interesting to meet at the last conference?
Well, I can't think of anything that was very humorous right off the top of my head, but I would say that you know, I think just we were pretty overwhelmed with the traffic, the foot traffic that came by our booth, and I think, you know, we were just extremely pleased by the booth location. I think the other area of TICON that was interesting, I don't know if it's humorous, but it was interesting, was the e-Bazaar component of TICON, where you know, you have infrastructure vendors in the technology ecosystem, banks like Silicon Valley Bank, or law firms that specialize in helping technology startups, all in a single room. And we were able to be part of that ecosystem. GlobalLogic was in the e-Bazaar as an infrastructure provider. If you think about what we do, you know, helping entrepreneurs rapidly launch a product, a software product, because they can plug into a partnership model with us where we can supply even the CTO and all of the engineering team to develop and support the launch of that software product. So from that standpoint, we're part of the infrastructure fabric of the technology ecosystem from a startup perspective. So seeing all those very eager sometimes young entrepreneurs come into the e-bazaar and try and rapidly find out how we can help them and what we have to offer. That was pretty exciting. Not funny, but just sort of uplifting to talk to them and help them understand how we could bring help to them, just like Silicon Valley Bank could, or some of the law firms could, with getting their startup off the ground.
I'm going to shift gears a little bit here and ask you a more general question. What are your general views on entrepreneurship, or the entrepreneurship ecosystem that we talk about these days?
Well, it's exciting. I think even though there's been some bad news about the U.S. economy recently, I think if you look at the funding that continues to go into the venture capital ecosystem and the investments that's flowing out of that into various entrepreneur segments, from alternative energy to software to biotech and others, it seems like it's just very vibrant. It continues to be vibrant. And so that's exciting for us because we serve that entrepreneur ecosystem, particularly around the software companies. So I think that's something that we're continuing to see as a real positive. And I think one of the things that we've just launched to help that entrepreneur model is something we'll be talking about at TiCon, which is our version 1.0 service. I talked or alluded earlier in the introduction to this company life cycle phenomenon around startups, emerging and established technology companies. I think there's another phenomenon that's part of that company life cycle that involves entrepreneurs, and we've actually launched a service called version 1.0 that addresses what we think are, in a very creative, innovative way, some of the issues and challenges facing entrepreneurs who are just getting funding, who are extremely challenged to rapidly launch their software products. And one of those challenges involves finding the right engineering talent to do that, as well as a challenge to be able to plug into the overall technology ecosystem, including investors. And I think this service offering we've just launched called version 1.0 addresses a lot of that in a very innovative, unusual way, and we'll be talking about that at TiCon. So that's exciting for us, and hopefully we can help some of those entrepreneurs get their products off the ground.
Great. So I'm going to end with a rapid fire sort of a round.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you some words, and you're going to tell me what's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of, or when someone mentions these words to you.
Okay.
So your first word is tie.
Tie. Integration.
Great. Entrepreneurship.
Innovation.
Technology.
Exciting.
Networking.
TiCon.
Great. So TIE stands for the youngest entrepreneurs. If you were to think of another full form, or as you call it, a backronym for TIE, what would that be?
So take the 3 letters of TIE and create another acronym?
Right.
Interesting. Boy, you're really putting me on the spot with this one. I would say tough for T, I for innovative, and exciting for E.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great having you over.
Enjoyed it. Thank you very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.